Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Reddit Reactions. Today we are going to be looking at the reactions on Reddit. And this should be an interesting one because this is a couple of days after the winter update came out onto live servers. So let's see what people are saying and what the vibe is across Reddit today. So here's an interesting one here. So I did post a video on this literally yesterday, I believe, on the whole changes coming, stuff like that from the devs, the dev blog. So here, someone has put, "I watched the hour and a half of the dev blog, so you don't have to." These are the key points, basically, to take out of the dev blog. So they're slowing down to test more before releasing new features. Um, Server merges are going well. Merges are going well. I mean, they've only really done a few, so yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Let me just close that. Scan complete from Malwarebytes. Thank you, Malwarebytes, for doing the scan. Um, I'm not sponsored. They want to add more dynamic events in the open world. That would be really cool. Dynamic events is what we want. They plan to add more mob variety, and cultures to New World, introduced through zones and the revamp of old zones to keep all zones relevant. That's really good. Mutators seem to be the big feature they are jazzed about. I have no idea what mutators are. Big section on bans and bots. Nothing important so far. At one point, they wrongfully banned people who were gathering too efficiently because they believed no human in their right mind would play the game like this. Yep, I heard that. They have a long list of bugs they are working to fix. Most egregious, egregious. Why do people put words in their sentences that I can't? This is just every time I do a video, guys, and I'm reading off a page, I get to a word and I get stuck. Can you tell me how I gotta read? How I read things? Did someone teach me to read? Anyone? Okay, we'll carry on. Bugs addressed first. Then basically the ones that have been around for a while, forums an in-game best place to report. Forums and the in-game is best to report. Yeah. I always think it's the type of issue you're reporting as well. Like if it's a bug report, I think that's best to go on the forums because you can put more detail on the forums. Because you can use their template that they've got. But I think if you're reporting like a player for like botting or whatever, then I think that's best to place to report in game because it will give a timestamp of when you've seen him or seen her that player. So they could probably look at the logs better if you do that in game. Um, they also did say, and I'm not sure if this person's listed it in here, but they also did say that if you find an exploit, don't post it on the forums. Um, what you should do if you find an exploit is you should message the moderators on the forums and say, "Look, I found this. This is how you replicate it. This is how I did it." Um, so that it can be dealt with without it being a big thing. Because what they don't want with exploits is people making YouTube videos of it and um and you know making a big thing of it because then more people are gonna do it. Like people who make YouTube videos out of exploits are so dumb. Like, and I know it's content. People are like, "Oh my god, there's a big exploit. Oh my god, everybody look, the new world is." But what you're doing is you're advertising that exploit around, and more people are going to do it, which means you're ruining the game by advertising it. Like, people need to just understand that exploits shouldn't be done. And yeah, it's so dumb. So dumb. People that like upload YouTube videos and say, "Oh my god, there's a new exploit." It's like, what are you doing? You're literally just ruining the game. Just literally message the bots on the forums, let them know how you did it, and so they can go and fix it, make the game better for everyone. All you have to do. You don't have to make a song and dance about it. You know. Anyway, let's move on. Leveling up trees and winter convergence gives better presents. Yeah, that's really good. Um, New activities will eventually be available. What they also said on the winter convergence as well, guys. Uh, I mean, if you watch the dev blog, they give so much insights of like what they're planning to do. But one of the things they mentioned was they the winter convert the winter of convergence will evolve every year. So every Christmas there'll be the winter convergence will come back, but it'll have like new things to do. They want to evolve it and they want to get more into the story of the Winter Wanderer and how he came about to be the Winter Wanderer. Uh, um so you will see them each year like delving into the Winter Wanderer's story, um and things like that. So that's really cool to come. Obviously we've got to wait another year for them to give us more for the winter convergence, but I think it's a good foundation so far. New activities will eventually be available. Absolutely. Okay, finally getting more information on the big new feature, Mutators. Yeah, I don't know what Mutators is. Like, I have no idea what that is. Uh, but yeah, hopefully they'll give us more info on that in the near future. Expeditions, you can add mutators to augment AI in expeditions to make it more difficult for higher rewards. Oh, so you can kind of so you can craft the mutators. So I guess you craft mutators, you don't find mutators. It'll be another grind to craft mutators. Um, which I hope. Right, I don't think you should craft mutators to get a more difficulty, more difficult for higher rewards. I think once you have the orb, the person that has the orb should be able to choose the difficulty going in. I think like the orb, I know they have reduced the like requirements for the orb and it's easier to craft now, but it's still a pain to craft. Like, let's be honest, it's still a pain to craft. Um, so I don't think adding mutators onto that as another crafting thing alongside that is good. Like, just keep it so the person with the orb can change the difficulty to get better rewards. And just name the different difficulty tiers. Like, I don't know, like normal, hard, epic, something like that. And like then people will be like, okay, we're gonna do a hard Genesis. Who wants to come? That sounds a bit weird. We're gonna do the hard Genesis. Okay, moving on. But yeah, I hope they don't make it a craftable thing, and it sounds like they are, and I personally don't agree with that. I know they like the crafting side of things, and they want to make people craft a lot of things, but I think some people just want to do expedition. Some people just want to do open reach. No, outpost rush. What? What is open rush? What? I am literally so out of it today. I'm sorry, guys. Uh, sounds like mutators will change each week. See, I don't get it. I think we need more info on the mutators, like more info. 10 difficulty levels. Expect to need to stack things like fire resist or ice damage to be able to complete on the higher end. Will be in January PTR. Okay, so we'll have to wait for the January PTR, I guess, on that. I mean, it sounds cool. It just depends how they implement it. That's kind of my sort of thoughts on it. I hope it's not a craftable thing. I really hope it's not. Um, I think the person with the orb should, when the mutators come out, should just be able to choose do they want a higher difficulty or not. And if they don't, then they don't. If they do, then they have a chance to get better rewards if they win. Like if they beat it, like that should be the key. Um, that should be what I think. Um, sorry, that's my opinion. Fire staff will probably get more damage buff. Ice Gauntlet should get more CC. They feel they need to amp both up a little bit. I mentioned that on my previous video, guys. If you haven't gone and seen that, please check that out. Called Mage Buffs. Confirmed. And yeah, they did mention that in the video yesterday. That fire staffs and ice gauntlets will get damage increases. Which will get buffed, which is definitely good because I actually use fire staff and ice gauntlet currently. Um, I kind of switch between the ice gauntlet and the void gauntlet just because I like both. But fire staff is always like my main weapon. Anyway, in December, expect Outpost Rush to have lower AFK timers and bot detection, as well as the score system, as well as changing the score system. Okay, so they're probably going to change. Wait, in December. There's going to be another patch this month, or do they mean next year's December? uh, okay, well, I think Blunderbuss next weapon to be released. That will be pretty cool. So, if you guys don't know what a blunderbuss is, kind of like a shotgun. I think that would be pretty cool actually. Blunderbuss. Um, yeah, I think a blunderbuss will actually be pretty cool. I'm quite excited about that actually. I know other weapons that I want them to release is pistols, like dual pistols will be cool. You know, you see like the mobs running around with like two pistols in hand. That'd be cool. What I also want them to change, and this is my personal opinion. I think they should separate the shield from the sword, so it's not just so that you can use shield with other one-handed weapons. And then I think they should add maces and one-handed pistols, and so that you can use a shield with a pistol, or a shield with a mace, or a shield with a hatchet. Like, imagine the possibilities that you could do if they just like unlinked the shield with the sword. It would be insane because they already has a separate slot in your inventory. It wouldn't be hard to do. And I just think that would just open up the game so much because it means like tanks could like imagine a hatchet shield combo. Like that would be so OP. They'd probably have to do more balances if they introduce it. But yeah, I think I would like that to happen personally. Great sword, working on it. Concept of stance switching. Okay, so they might introduce a great sword. Daggers on the table near front, but it's not there yet. That'd be pretty cool. Daggers be like kind of like an assassin slash rogue type person. Shield plus another weapon not on table yet. Oh, so they actually did mention that. Okay, not on table yet though, so it means it's quite far away. Slash might not happen. It's good that they're considering it though. Lead dev is a great axe slash hammer user. Well, of course he is. That's why it's so OP, isn't it? Like, if the lead dev is a great axe hammer user, that's why it's so better. Like, if you want to... Basically, guys, this is how you should think of it. If a combo in game is like the best meta and like is so OP, that's what the devs are using. 100%. Like, the devs don't want to nerf something that they're enjoying. Of course they don't. uh doing high level mutators will give you a brand new resource needed to upgrade specific weapons. This will be needed to do the higher level mutators. They will be reducing the distance cost modifier on Azoth shrines and adding more shrines in the world to key locations. That's good. The distance cost is way too much, I think, for fast travel in. Shrines will be on the map specifically even before you discover them, so you won't, so you know where they are instead of just A. instead of just a question mark. Oh, they've already done that change in the recent patch. You can already see it's like grayed out if you don't have it. Yeah, they released that in the 1.2 update. Which is why I think this dev thing was recorded before that update came out, probably. Working on a whole bunch of new quests, whole branch of new quests. They introduced some new quests in the 1.2 update. I think it was Restless Shore and Morningdale had new quests added to them. But obviously they're probably working on more as well. They're excited about quests where NPCs follow you. I, on the other hand, am not. I'm looking at you, Natalie. If they do it properly with the NPCs follow you, I don't have a problem with that. It's when you have like quests where like the NPCs bug out and they get stuck in places and they don't follow you properly. That's when those quests can get annoying. But if they do it properly and the NPCs follow you, then that's okay. They plan on wrapping up the first chapter of main story quests. In the future, they will introduce more historical and mythological figures into the mix. They want to add more discoverable things similar to the ghost ship in Monarch's Bluff. They heard the community loud and clear. They want to see them do a run through Merkgard. They went under geared 510 GS, didn't have their best player, and will be releasing the video shortly. Wait, did they actually...
About the...
Oh no, that's not. That's the update video. I will put a link to this video. I put a link to the video on my previous video, but I'll put a link to this devlog video in the description on this video if you want to watch it. They do cover a lot more things than this. This is just a brief overview, but it's really, really good to watch. Anyway, let's go on to the next one, because that took up quite a lot of the episode time, and to be honest, kind of old news now. Babe, it's been 18 hours. Time to farm your gypsum. Yes, honey. Jane too. Yeah, see, I haven't been farming gypsum that all too much. Like I usually get like a couple of gypsums a day so far. Like I'm not really like totally going down the route of farming gypsums because elite runs are still very efficient. And I did an elite run the other day. We just did mines, and my expertise went up quite a bit just doing elite runs still. So I'm probably just gonna do elite runs mainly and just do some gypsums on the side. Some of the gypsums are just a pain to get. Like some of them are easy to get, and those ones I do, but like I made the fine cloth camp 100% worth it. That is a nice cloth camp. So those are people that don't know, in the recent update, you can also get skins for your camp. And yeah, that's one of the skins that you can craft. And it actually looks pretty good. Pretty good. I'm quite glad that they did that because that's actually a cool like cosmetic thing that they've added. And it means they can sell like camp stuff on the store now as well, like skins on the store. New World haters pretended not to notice the devs actively improving the game and providing communication. That is true. That is true. No HUD, HD, Galimite, Meteor from start to finish with sound. This is really good, by the way, guys. I won't turn the sound on because it's like pretty loud, but we'll just watch this video. This is what the Gleamite showers look like, and they are so cool. Honestly, I was in even scale like yesterday, and I was literally just farming turtles because I wanted to make the look, there it is. Look how cool that looks. It's so cool. And then you obviously mine them. And what you can use those gleamites to turn into tokens, winter tokens. But yeah, it's pretty cool to watch. But yeah, I was in Even Scale I think it was yesterday, and I was just farming the turtles because I wanted to make the topaz attunement potion, whatever, to do to get the gypsum. And it randomly a Gleamite shower literally like started like next to me. It was insane. I had it all to myself as well, which is great. Lots of Gleamite for me. Um, this is our weekly shopping list. If we want to make 3 times Genesis and 1 times Lazarus and 7 arenas. 1,000 life emotes, 1,000 death emotes, 1,000 soul emotes, 500 water emotes, 500 fire emotes, corrupted runes, molten runes, glowing spores. That is a lot of things. 48,000 stone, 6,000 16 course sandpaper, 352 molten lodestone. Yeah, it is a bit of a grind. It is a bit of a grind to get like the stuff. What I would recommend to do if you want to do expeditions, this is the most efficient way to do it. So I think for Genesis, it's like 5 rune stones, and I think for um, did he mention the rune stones on? Oh no, that's just what you need to make the rune stones. Isn't it? So I think for Genesis you need 5 rune stones, and for Lazarus you need 10 runes. So here's what you do, right? You can craft 10 a day. So what you do is you do 1 Genesis, then you craft, so you have 5 left over. So you craft 10 rune stones, use 5 for Genesis, you get your Genesis all up, you do the Genesis expedition. The next day you craft another 10, then you have 15 rune stones altogether. You can then do Genesis and Lazarus that day. Then the next day you could do 1 Genesis again, keep 5 left over, and you could do 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 like that. That's probably the most efficient way if you want to do the most expeditions. But obviously you're gonna have to farm a ton of materials, so it's but that's probably the way to do it if you wanted to do the most expeditions, but you'd have to do a hell of a lot of farming. Um this might be a hot take, but I feel it takes entirely way too many corrupted shards to make orbs. I've been level 60 for a while. For example, my chest watermark is 570. I run Shat Mountains with my company when I can, and while I don't run on non-SM corruptions that often, I've been known to knock out a few level 25 to 45 corruptions in my journeys to replenish Azoth. Fast forward to this week, I made 3 Genesis and 1 Lazorbs last week. Met my cooldown. As I got within a day or two of this cooldown expiring, I thought, oh shit, I bet run some corruptions. I have ran probably 75 plus corruptions, ranging mostly from 35s, a good many 45s, and tonight I even ran probably at least 18 to 22 level 65 corruptions. I still don't have enough to make even 1 orb. I only have 1 Stonecutter goggles, gloves, and boots because the shirt and pants are non-existent on the trade house. I know the full set would help some, but Jesus, I'm sick of corruptions. Even if I put together a group to run them, the group members tire out well before I farmed enough. All the faction puts together far runs for SM, Siren, etc. Wars or evasions happen, sometimes multiple in one evening. As someone who's gone 11 plus hours a day for work and also does school, I generally still don't complain about the grind, but now trying to get shards and doors on top of evasions and wars feels like an absolute chore. The miners don't reliably give shards, the mages take a long time to respawn, which means to farm them, you must spend a ton of Azoth. I feel like I'm Even a minor breach should guarantee at least 2 of the grey shards. Invasions, especially ones that make it down to 5 minutes or less, should give a cache of grey, green, or blue shards. This is all not counting gathering the lodestone, stone, modes, corrupted runes, molten runes, etc. It's just a little too much for someone who is probably more invested than a casual, but not a no-lifer. Yeah, again, I don't agree. I've said this before, but I will say it again. I don't agree with the whole hard crafts for the expeditions. I don't mind. I don't mind the fact that you have to craft to get an orb, but I do feel that it's absolute grind craft an orb. And yes, they did nerf it. But I feel that it's still a way too much of a grind. You shouldn't have to grind hours just to do some end game content. Like it just doesn't make any sense. And what happens is that activity, that end game expedition, those end game expeditions just won't be used. Like people just won't do them because they just don't want to make the orbs. So what Amazon is kind of doing is they're locking people out of the expeditions because it's like if you want to do an expedition, well, you're gonna have to craft this orb that's gonna take you hours to farm. Like, well, people are just not gonna do it. You know, people just are not gonna do it. So I think what Amazon need to do is just they need to make it cheaper. They honestly do. They need to make it cheaper. They need to make it a lot easier to craft. Because it shouldn't be a chore to do an end game activity. Okay, the expeditions are, they're quite challenging as it is, and especially if they're going to bring in these mutators that they were on about in the dev video. Like, if they're going to make them even harder, reduce that cost. Let people go in easier. Um, you know, I would prefer them not to have the orbs at all, and then you could just go in. You could just form a group and go in. That would be the best scenario. But I do understand that they don't want people uh doing them every day, like doing them more than once a day. So I guess I know why they're doing the orbs to kind of like limit people and how they do them, but they need to make them cheaper. Um, and yeah, they definitely need to make them cheaper. Um, because they can still have cooldowns on the orb making them. So it really doesn't matter if they make them cheaper. It really doesn't. Make them cheaper. Still keep the 24-hour cooldown on how many you can make, and then you're sorted, aren't you? I just don't know why they just don't do that. But anyway, it is what it is. Did anyone else grind to level 60 and then log off for a month plus after? Like the post says, I grinded hard as fuck when this game launched. I actually genuinely enjoyed it, but burned myself out. I think I'll return at some point, but for now, it looks like they still have work to do. I hit 60 and both my friends stopped playing. One got to 30 and then the other got to 50. I took a break from playing, tried to get back into it every now and then, but nothing. Logged on to check out the winter update and ended up spending 6+ hours playing. Only came off because of other stuff to do, but I'd check it out, mate. I think it depends what you're looking for in an MMO. Like, I still really enjoy New World. Okay. That's why I make videos on it. That's why you guys watch me on YouTube, because I make New World videos. I wouldn't make videos on a game that I don't enjoy. I haven't made a review video on New World because everyone's making New World reviews, but this is like my opinion on New World. It has a brilliant foundation. It's not quite there yet with the top MMOs. It still has a lot more content it needs to add, but it's on the right path. I watched the dev blog yesterday, and just from listening to how the devs are talking, how they're reacting to things, how they were describing the ways of their approach to the game, makes me 100% believe that this game is only going to get better. Okay. I think what New World needs is time, okay, and it needs the community to keep feeding back what they like and what they don't like, and the game will adapt over the next couple of years, and you will see the game actively changing as the community grows and expands. Um, but yeah, I definitely agree with some of the points that people raise about New World. That there needs more variety, there needs more end game content, there needs more uh stuff to do. Um, I absolutely agree with all that. You know, and so do the devs. But that's something you can't just do overnight. That's something that's going to take time, and that is where New World's at right now. Um, so that's my honest opinion on New World. I haven't done a review video, as I said, because everyone's review on New World is pretty much my review. Um, well, some of them anyway. Some reviews I don't 100% agree with, but um, a lot of people's opinions is pretty much my opinion. On the most part. Right, let's look at a couple more, guys. I know this episode has gone on for over half an hour, so I want to kind of wrap this episode up soon. So we'll look at a couple of more. Couple more. Thank you for allowing me to boop the Snoop. Love the small detail. Yeah, that's really cool. You can go up and pat the reindeer on the head there, on the nose there. That's kind of cool, quite a cool thing. If you haven't done it yet, you can find him. Can find them in the winter villages. Um, find reindeer at the winter villages, and yeah, you can pat it on the nose. It's pretty cool. Shout out for AGS for creating the perfect hat for this outlet. I honestly don't like that hat. I honestly think that hat looks so stupid. I don't know about anyone else, but I looked at that hat yesterday and I just thought it looks so stupid that I just didn't buy the skin. I don't know what it looks like. It looks like you're wearing like an anchor on your head, and then they've just added baubles on it. You know, it it just, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't. I prefer the other costume. Another day, another god roll. Let's have a look. Reinforced pristine onyx amulet of the century, 600, 25 constitution. You gain 9.5% more health from all incoming healing effects. 2.5 physical damage absorption, reduces max cooldowns. You have 9.4 maximum. That's a perfect tank amulet. Pretty good. I main healer, probably won't need headgear for a while. You take 3% less damage ranged standard attacks. Using beacon increases healing power on self by 37% for 12 seconds. Critical deal 4.8% less damage to you. Really good, really good. I'm not much of a crafter. Like, I wish I was crafting half of these. I wish I could craft. I do need to get more into crafting. I do enjoy crafting. I always find that the storages always get like full like super quick, and then I try crafting, and then like I just run out of room in my inventory because I've like farmed so much like resources, and then then I just give up and just sell the raw resources because I just can't fit everything into my storage. I just get, yeah. I have too much storage issues. I have, yeah, big storage issues, and it restricts me because, yeah, I just need better organization. Well, let's watch this as a final one then, guys. I got hit by a double Gleamite meteor. He's in even scale, isn't he? That's where I think that's where I saw one. So there's one already landed. Yeah, Yeah, that was where I was yesterday when one landed on me. Oh, not on me, but near me. Lovely stuff. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's for this episode of Reddit Reactions, guys. Please let me know in the comments on your thoughts on some of these topics that we've raised today, and let me know how you're getting on in New World, how you're finding New World, and all that good stuff. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Take it easy. Goodbye.